Namaskar. Once again, welcome to NCERT's live phone-in program. My name is Tanvi Khurana, and again, for all the class 3 students, this session is for you. You're watching us on VmVideocon Channel number 3. Why? Because, like I said, this is for all the class 3 students, and the lesson we are going to discuss in this particular session is going to be Nina and the baby sparrows. Well, who is Nina and who are these baby sparrows? What are they doing? How are these two connected? So many questions are involved, and I am curious because I love stories, and I'm sure you do the same. So we are going to discuss this story, like I said, and if you have any questions, if you have read the story and you have some queries you want to ask our experts, then please feel free to send your questions, to send your experiences and what you liked about the story, what you didn't like about the story. Share with us on our email ID ciet.kishoremanch@gmail.com. If you want to share us through our YouTube channel, then NCERT Official, that is the name of our channel. Write it down in the live chat box of our channel and submit it to us. That's all you need to do. Let's meet our expert who will be talking to us and talking about this particular lesson. And she is Miss Kapila Parashar. Welcome, ma'am.
Thank you, Tanvi.
Thank you, ma'am. Ma'am is from GGSSS number 3, Bholanath Nagar, Shahadra, Directorate of Education, Delhi. So, without wasting any more time, let's begin this whole session. Ma'am, the title, Nina and the Baby Sparrows, it's sounding like these two are connected and there's a Nina and there are 3 sparrows. But what exactly are they doing? What is this story all about? Can you please explain it to our viewers?
Yes, Tanvi, sure. I can see your excitement and I can see your interest in stories. So let us go to the story first and straight at it. Okay. So the story, Nina and the Baby Sparrows, is about a little girl, Nina. And the family has to go to a wedding, her aunt's wedding. Everybody in the family is excited, but not Nina. Why? Because she is worried about 2 baby sparrows in her room and she cannot think of anything else. So she doesn't want to the family wedding. So her mother, to create excitement about going to the wedding, she takes her to the market to buy new dress. So every little kid wants to buy a new dress, but not Nina here. Because again, she is worried about the little sparrows. So mother gets upset that Nina is not buying anything, she doesn't want to the wedding, but she remains calm and she asks Nina what is the reason of getting so worried. So Nina tells her that she does not want to leave her room and she does not want to get it locked either, because then it would not help the baby birds to grow up. So this is her worry. Mother gets it. So if the room is locked, then her mother and the father, they would go away locking the room, and the baby sparrows would not get any food because the parent sparrows would not be able to enter the room. So this is her big worry, and that is why she is so worried and sad. So mother thinks for a while, and then mother comes up with a solution. Mother suggests that they can lock the room from outside and keep the window of the room open, and then they can get the whole house locked and they can go away to the wedding. This way, both things would work out. They would be able to go to the wedding, and at the same time, this would allow the parent sparrows to enter the room and feed the young sparrows. And then Nina likes the solution very much and she goes to the wedding happily. And when she comes back, to her surprise, she finds 2 plump little sparrows flying about in the room and she gets thrilled. So this is the story. Did you like it?
I loved it.
Okay, what did you like about the story?
I like Nina's passion here.
Okay, she is sensitive towards birds.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is the theme of this unit, that being sensitive towards birds around us, and we would discuss in detail later as we progress in this session.
Okay.
So first, the basic things. So there are few new words here in this lesson. Children might not be familiar with those words, and teachers or parents who are helping students to read the story may have this question: should this story be read aloud to the children, or should children be given the story straight away to read to them by their own? So what do you think should be done?
Ma'am, it should be read aloud, because when you say those words, and you memorize those words, and it stays with you forever.
Yes, thank you for your response, Tanvi. And this takes us to the two-way process of reading. So reading at the first step is reading aloud, that is decoding the written words into sounds. So if students do not know what has been written there, they would not be able to progress to the next step, that is the meaning making part of the reading. So, and if there are new words, they would be worried that they are not able to read it. And the children are young, they are still in class 3rd. So if the teacher feels that they can read it on their own, the story could be given to them. But the teacher feels if the learning levels of a student is not that much proficient, if students would struggle with many of the words in the story, then the teacher can take up reading aloud to the children, and then students could be encouraged to read the story in groups or on their own, and with the help of some elder with them. So this would be the first step of reading the story.
Okay.
And then would come the second part, that is the meaning making part of the reading process. And then students would be worried about how to make meaning of the written words there, and if there are some difficult words, how to go about them. So as a teacher or a parent or an elder helping the children with this meaning making process, there are a few ways this could be done. So first thing could be the pictures that are there in the book could be shown to the children, and children could be asked to predict what is there in the story. This would help them to connect to some words that they would come across while reading the story.
Okay.
And yes, there are few words that could be explained with the help of gestures. For example, there is a word upset in the story, that Nina's mother was upset but she did not say anything. So rather than explaining it or translating it or encouraging children to look for the meaning in the dictionary, the children could be helped to get this meaning by the teacher by simply enacting this word or miming this word upset, getting upset. So, and there are some words that have visual connection, that have visual association. So pictures could be shown to help children to make meaning of those difficult words. And children could be encouraged to guess the meanings of some difficult words. Teacher could frame sentences and put those difficult words in new sentences, simpler sentences, and children then could be encouraged to guess the meaning of those words.
Okay.
And
But,
then
can we read these words aloud?
which words?
The words?
Okay. So let us go back to the earlier slide. So can you think what are these words, Tanvi, that you think that children would be able to make meaning with the help of pictures? In this PPT, I think clothes could be shown, doors, windows,
Family,
family,
wedding.
or even wedding. Yes, these could be explained with the help of pictures.
Yeah.
And yes, and there is a word, Nina's mother suggests. So it is a difficult word.
Right.
So it would not help a teacher to show a picture to explain this word. So this word could be used in a simpler sentence or in various more sentences, so that students push their brains to guess the meaning of this word. For example, the teacher could say that Nina's mother suggested that they could lock the room. Okay, I was in a problem and I asked for a solution, and my friend suggested that I do this work. So a teacher could frame, or a parent or an elder who is helping the child may frame many such sentences that have this particular word, and then children can guess the meaning. So yes, so these are the few ways. And then lastly, if there is no other way, then the child could be explained the meaning of the word by the teacher.
Okay.
So an adjective could help in getting the meaning, or some synonyms or antonyms could be used to explain the meaning. And then the last one is the dictionary that the children could use, and this might help them to cultivate a habit of looking up to a dictionary to find the meaning of new words, or the words that might seem difficult for children.
Absolutely. So ma'am, for a class 3 student, is it easy or difficult to consult a dictionary?
Yes, it was a very good question, Tanvi. Thanks for this question. I think if children could be guided, then it becomes easier for children to consult a dictionary. But there is one rule while suggesting a proper dictionary to students, and that is always the size of the fist or the size of the palm could help a child to buy a dictionary according to their grades. So for example, if there is a class 4, so here the class 3 child, so the palm would be smaller, so a big dictionary won't work for such a child. So only a small pocket sized dictionary would work, but because it would have lesser words and more simpler words as suited to their grade level.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Shall we go further and talk about Nina and the baby sparrows?
Yes, sure. So these processes, teacher and the parent who is helping the child to learn this from this story, it should be kept in mind that reading process has two steps. First is the decoding, wherein the child learns to speak what is written there, and the second one is meaning making. Both are very important, and nothing can be neither can be separated from one another. So children have to make meaning of what is there written, and they have to learn to speak it as well. So after this reading of the story, the teacher or parent would like to check if students have understood the story or not. Okay. So here are a few simple questions that teacher or parent could ask to the students to know if they have understood the story well. So here is the first question, simple question: how do baby sparrows eat? Because in the story, Nina explains to her mother how the sparrows are dependent on the parent sparrows. And the second question is, why did Nina not want to go to the wedding? So children, if they have listened to the story well, or if they have read the story well, they would be able to answer it. The third question could be, why was her mother upset when Nina did not buy anything from the market? Because mother was giving her so many choices. She was very flexible in what Nina could choose in the market. So when Nina did not choose anything, she got upset, and children would like to explain why was she upset. And then another question could be, what new things would you like to wear for a wedding? So if there is a talk of buying new things, these kids are small, class 3 students, they must have experienced such events like going to a wedding. So they must have also bought something, and they might also get interested in buying something, or even imagining something that they would buy something new. So here I would like to, it is a very complex sentence structure, but through this story, this complex sentence structure could be told to the student, and when they would fill their own little choices in this sentence structure, they would learn how to write like this. So they might I would like to wear whatever their favorite dresses are, but then if multiple responses are there in a class, students would listen to each other's answers. So by giving their answer and by listening to others' answers, this sentence structure would be re-strengthened in their minds. And shall we move on further?
Yes, ma'am, please.
Okay. So another question could be that few sentences, jumbled up sentences given to the students, and students could be asked to arrange them in the proper order according to the story. So this question is given in the NCERT textbook itself and with the help of pictures also. So if here the students could be asked to do it independently because pictures are given as a scaffold to them. So rather than explaining or helping students with the meaning making here or translating the sentences, the teacher or the parent should encourage children to look at the picture carefully and guess what is written here and then arrange these sentences in proper sequence.
Okay.
And then there is language learning, more language learning through the story. There are multiple adjectives in this story. Some examples are great joy, little brother, so the dress is new, the shoes that Nina's mother points out in the market are white and lovely.
Yeah.
And when Nina is telling her mother about the sparrows, so big tears roll down her cheeks, and when she comes back, the sparrows, little sparrows, turn out to be plump.
Right.
So yes,
So
the
here
teacher
with these
of
adjectives, students can even make their own sentences.
yes,
Right.
certainly, yes. Thanks for this suggestion. And as a first step to guide students regarding the adjectives, the teacher or the parent could draw their attention towards these adjectives in the story itself first. And when they have identified, underlined or encircled all these adjectives from the story, then the teacher could ask them to make their own sentences using these very adjectives. And then there is another exercise given in NCERT textbook which requires new adjectives to be used in new sentences.
Okay. Let's check out the exercise.
Exercise, I'm afraid is not here. We can check it in the NCERT textbook.
Okay.
So, because the time is short, we would not go in there, but I would like to explain more activities that could be done based on this theme, birds.
Sure, ma'am.
Yes.
We have got 5 minutes left for this session, so let's use the maximum we can.
Yes. Thanks for reminding me at the time, Tanvi. So students could be encouraged to make a bird bath or a feeding corner, and the instructions are given in the textbook. The instructions could be read aloud to the children, and then students could make their own bird bath and feeding corner for birds. Children could also be encouraged to make a collage of pictures of various birds. So because there are only sparrows mentioned in this story, so students will be encouraged to know about more other birds. So we can do some art integrated activities as well. And in this story, after this story, there are instructions given how to make this beautiful bird toy with the help of an old greeting card and newspaper pieces. There are also instructions to make a finger puppet bird, and this is how not only the students would learn to create some art using old material, but they would also read instructions. They would also learn language in this way. They would directly apply the language into use.
Okay. So, ma'am, if a student is interested in art, then he or she can draw or make anything from the cardboard, be it sparrows, be it a ball, be it a box, anything he or she wants, right?
Yes, anything could be made. But if we want to stick to the theme of the unit, that is birds, then we can encourage them to create different types of birds.
Okay. That is a good task actually.
Yes. And the instructions are very simple. Then if we want to extend learning further with this chapter, because we have made finger puppets in the previous activity, students could be made aware of names of different fingers. So generally students are not aware of this. So using these finger puppets, and then teacher could draw their attention to the names of various fingers. And another activity that could be done after the story is that creating a role play of the story and enacting various characters of the story. So even baby sparrows could be turned into characters here, and they could be given dialogues using imagination of the students.
That's fun. Sounds fun.
Okay. And lastly, I would like to say that this is a very good opportunity to engage students in serious discussions. So as we saw that a child so young as Neena noticed the problem of little sparrows in the same way.
Yeah.
The students studying in class 3 must be noticing problems around them. So this is a good way to engage them in discussion questions that are given, that we can see on the PPT here. So the teacher could discuss with the children how sparrows are becoming fewer in cities and towns. So we can see there is a reason why Sparrows, Neena and the Sparrows is the name of the chapter, and why there is a chapter on sparrows here. And another discussion could be on how children can take care of birds around them. So students must have done that maybe in some way or the other. They could relate to this discussion from their own examples, and if they could also be taken towards the activity of kite flying, where the string of the kite does harm to
the birds.
Little birds, yes, around them. Yes.
Okay, so these two are actually good questions, as in they will make the students think about what is their role in saving the birds we see around, and if we are harming them in some or the other way, then we should stop and do something about it. Thank you so much, ma'am, for this interesting discussion, for teaching our students that there is something they can do for birds, and if they can, then why not?
Yes, but not without language learning.
Absolutely. So
Yes.
English with a meaning, with a theme, and with a moral. So this is what we did today, and if you liked it, then please reply. If your questions were solved, if we were able to solve your query, then we are more than happy. So write it to us on our email ID, which is ciet.kishoremanch@gmail.com. It was a fun session, and don't go anywhere, because we are coming back with an Urdu session titled Bhagat Singh. So Shaheed Bhagat Singh, this is what we are going to discuss in a short while after this short break. So stay with us, don't go anywhere, and yes, stay healthy and stay safe always. Thank you. Namaste.